My name is Divyansh Singh Solanki. I am a third-year student of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, enrolled in its Bachelor of Science course of Economics. I am a boarder of Rajendra Prasad Hall of Residence. I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. I am contesting for the post of Vice President. Technology Student Gymkhana, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, for the academic session 2026-2027.
Divyansh, here. So you have mentioned you are from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. Could you please tell me in which year it has been established and who was the first head of the department of your department?
Sir, thank you for the question. Answering the same, the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences was started in the year 2005, and it was started by Professor Narendra Chandra Nayak.
Divyansh, it is very clear that you are proud of your department. Can you please tell me who are the 5 notable alums of your department?
Sir, thank you for the question. Answering the same, the 5 notable alums of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences are as follows. Anurag Gautam, who is the current Indian Revenue Service Officer and hold a rank of 12 in UPSC examination 2024. Mr. Shashwat Gangwal, who is the co-founder of Infinity Books. Mr. Sudarshan Ravi Jha, who is the co-founder of Z21 Ventures. Mr. Anugrah Srivastav, who is the Chief Information Officer of Small Case. And Mr. Vasant Kamath, who is the co-founder and CEO of Small Case.
Divyansh, this side. There is a prof who is closely associated in this election process from your department. Do you know his name?
Ma'am, kindly repeat your question.
A professor from your department is closely associated with the election process. Do you know his name?
Ma'am, I will request you to kindly give some clarity to your question.
Divyansh, your department's name was
professor-
recently changed. Tell me the reason for that change.
Sir, to clarify your question first, the name of the department has not been changed. It is the Department of Economics is separated from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. And the reason for the same is first, institutional competition, which is the other Indian Institute of Technology have Department of Economics, which is in Indian Institute of Technology Bombay, Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur, and Indian Institute of Technology Roorkee. The second reason is regarding the facilitation of the research projects in the Department of Economics, will be easier in reference to the economics related projects, and a separate identity will give a chance for more productive classwork collaboration. The third reason is the economics aim to integrate artificial intelligence and new technologies as a part of its curriculum. And as per my discussions with the professors, they
Divya?
believe that after this separation, it will be easier to do the same.
Answer my previous question. If you don't know, then say no, that I don't know. Why you are skipping the question? Answer the question. Who is the prof?
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you. Kindly repeat your question.
Professor have been closely associated with this election process from your department. Do you know his name, his research area, anything you know? If you don't know, then say now.
Ma'am, in this election process, the professors who are involved are either from the technology students Gymkhana or the election officer who is from Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law, and the professors who are in technology students Gymkhana are president, associate president, honorary treasurer and joint president. None of them belong to the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Answer for your question, for your kind information, just because you don't know. Professor Uday Shankar sir is in it.
Divyansh, you can get back to your seat.
So, let me provide some clarity to the answer first. That I have mentioned that Professor Uday Shankar is the assistant professor from Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law.
Janta, please be seated. Janta, please be seated. Janta, please be seated. Janta, please maintain silence. Janta, please maintain silence. Janta, please maintain silence. Janta, please maintain silence. Divyansh, you can continue with the statement of purpose.
सदियों की ठंडी बुझी राख सुलग उठी, मिट्टी सोने का ताज पहन इठलाती है. सदियों की ठंडी बुझी राख सुलग उठी, मिट्टी सोने का ताज पहन इठलाती है. दो राह समय का धर धर नाद सुनो, दो राह समय का धर धर नाद सुनो, सिंहासन खाली करो कि जनता बुलाती है. This poem by the poet Ramdhari Singh Dinkar demonstrates the power of democracy in Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur and in our country. This shows that any student office bearer elected position cannot be earned without the support of majority of the general body of the institute. Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur started as a premier technology institute, but with the students,
listen to the candidate. Listen to the candidate.
culture was built, and that created a significant change. I believe that this institute is a living ecosystem where student leadership is promoted in the foundation. Here, we get a chance to take decisive roles in the institute, ensuring that we do not earn just a degree, but the ability to lead teams and create significant impact. My journey here began from late night brainstorming sessions to leading large-scale student initiatives has shown me that leadership here is not just an elective,
Janta
but
have already clearly mentioned.
it
This
is
kind of
a
attitude
way
is
of
not
life.
accepted. Please
I am
remain silent.
contesting for the post of Vice President, Technology Student Simkhara, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, because I have seen the student-run ecosystem and have seen how organic collaboration and sustained efforts can transform individual contributions into shared achievements. I am driven by the motivation to serve this community and uphold the legacy of student-led excellence. As for the same, serving community is not a role to me. It is a spirit I have been carrying forward through my childhood, growing up in a city like Indore, which is known
Janta,
for its
listen to
strong
your
sense
candidate.
of
Listen to your
community
candidate.
and
Let's hear
civic
periodically,
pride.
but not continuously.
I am naturally inclined towards welfare of the community. This led me joining multiple NGOs during my early years, including Ars Foundation and Infobean Foundation, where it inculcated a spirit of empathy and a mission to serve. I contributed this dedication to Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, when I served as the General Secretary, Students Welfare, Rajendra Prasad Hall of Residence, and contributed in the initial setup of an organization, Women Connect, which is a non-profit organization supporting female students, and it was founded by my batchmates. And mentioning the same as the General Secretary, Students Welfare, managing my borders, their diverse needs, transformed my passion into a professional ability to lead, to deliver, and to advocate the student community. As the General Secretary, Students Welfare of my hall, I led the hall induction program, which was initiated in this particular academic session and coordinated with the Institute Wellness Body to ensure smooth coordination with the students. Through this role, I believe it was not just about organizing initiatives, but it was about understanding people. And I understood that leadership at its core is not just about helping people, but it is about creating spaces where people feel seen, supported, and valued. Apart from my contribution to students' welfare, I am serving as the Senior Manager, Corporate and Media Relations at Entrepreneurship Cell, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, where I and my co-senior managers co-led the sponsorships and media associations for Global Entrepreneurship Summit 2026, amounting to a total of INR 51.8 lakhs, and associations with Sundaram Finance, Blinkx, and Tata Capital, and media associations with national media houses like the Times of India. In my second year in the same organization, I conducted Local Startups Meet 2024 in my hometown Indore, which witnessed a total number of 110 startups and featured speakers including Chief Marketing Officer of Mastek and co-founders of Yatri Card. Through my role in Entrepreneurship Cell, I got more inclined towards the startup ecosystem and wanted to learn more about the startups. Hence, I interned in multiple
Please
startups,
listen to the candidate.
including
Please listen to the candidate.
Vedantu,
Janta, listen to the
Kyari,
candidate.
Physics Wala, and Yatri Kart. To gain more corporate experience, I interned at Adani Group and High Tech Pipes as well. In Vedantu, I led a CEO's office intern, where I worked under the direct mentorship of the CEO. In Kyari, I led the marketplace, Blinkit, and Instamart. I believe that through these contributions and my experience, I gained the ability to lead and to be calm and composed in tough situations and to have a structured problem solving skill towards any real life problem. And I believe these particular skills will
Janta,
help me
please
if I
remain
get elected
silent.
for the
Janta,
post
please
of
remain
Vice
silent.
President as well. If entrusted with the responsibility of Vice President, Technology Students Gymkhana, Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur, I'll instill these beliefs into action with empathy, inclusivity, and a chance to serve the community. And leadership to me is not just about holding a position, but it is about to not leave anyone behind. Looking back at my journey, it is about a continuous transition from contributing to learning to taking responsibilities. But one thing has stayed constant, which is to move forward, not alone, but together. I believe that let us build an institute together as a student community which will work for the betterment of the entire country, will make everyone a good citizen of the country, and we'll create an institute together that will not only achieve but inspire the entire student community, the entire country, and will serve the purpose that Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur has been serving from last many years. Thank you.
Divyansh, this side. You mentioned about Women Connect. So my question is, how do you justify the inefficiency of Women Connect in addressing and resolving issues?
Sir, I condemn that even after sitting in the esteemed panel, you are directly mentioning the inefficiency of a particular organization which have been actively working for the female students' welfare from last 2 years till now. And I believe the co-founding members who have founded that particular organization aim to work as hard as possible to the best of their abilities to serve a community. And whenever I got a chance, not as a direct member, but as their friend, I tried to contribute in the initial setup. And I again would like to say that please do not mislead the general body by making direct statement about the inefficiency.
Now my question,
Divyansh,
this is a follow-up
Divyansh.
question. Follow-up question. So my follow-up question is, why there is only one male member in Women Connect? Why only one male member?
Sir, if it is a work for the welfare of a section of a society, I do not believe that you should restrict the welfare work to be done by a specific gender. And it is very sad that you mentioned the same. And as I mentioned, I was involved in the initial setup of the organization, and the co-founding members, who are my batchmates, along with a team of 23 members, have been working continuously, efficiently for this particular organization. And I believe doesn't matter what is the composition of Women Connect, the organization will continue to work for the welfare of female students with the same rigorous intensity.
Divyansh here. In your last few minutes, you have talked a lot about ESL. So why did you came 1 week before GS? Is your internship more important than your GS?
Sir, clarifying your concern. Kindly do not make such baseless allegations without having the correct information of when I returned to the campus. I was doing my internship in Vedantu, as I mentioned in my statement of purpose, in the month of December. And at the stipulated time, I came to the campus, and that internship was duly approved by my faculty advisor for the number of days which I served in that particular organization. And as I mentioned, I gained those skills. I believe that after proper permissions, any student would like to take up that opportunity. And I would also like to mention the days which I have spent there does not affect my contribution to entrepreneurship cell, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. The Global Entrepreneurship Summit 2026 was led by me and my co-senior managers and was efficiently conducted by us.
Divyansh, you have repeatedly
Divyansh.
mentioned your internships.
Divyansh,
Tell me what is the relevance
how
of
do
your
you respond to
internships
the
on
ICC
SOP?
allegation?
One question at a time.
What is the relevance of your internships to your SOP? And you have also mentioned the CMO of Fast Track. Who is the CMO of Fast Track?
Sir, kindly understood our question, but the mentioning of the internships in my statement of purpose was necessary. As I mentioned, I gained the ability to have calm and composed nature in tough situations, and through that particular internships, I got experience to have structured problem solving skills in real world exposure. And I believe if I get elected as the Vice President, Technology Student Gymkhana, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, there might be situations in which I'll be able to leverage these skills and experiences to my benefit. And the internships in Vedantu, Kyari, Physics Wala, Yatrighat, Adani, and High Tech Pipes led me to be a good leader and gave me all those skills.
Divyansh,
Sir, answering the next question, the Chief Marketing Officer, as you mentioned, of the company Mashtech is Miss Prajakta Talwelkar, and she came as the keynote speaker for Local Startups Meet 2024 in my hometown Indore and addressed more than 110 early stage startups.
Divyansh, Divyansh, how many suicide happened last year, and what initiative have you taken and do you think these are sufficient to stop suicide further? And you also GSEC welfare of RP hole. So any initiative taken?
Sir, I would request you to kindly repeat the question in the first part.
How many suicide happened last year, and what initiative have been taken by institute? And do you think they are sufficient to stop the suicide further?
Sir, it is very disheartening for the entire student community whenever a student demise happens. And I believe that it is not correct to quantify the number of loss of lives in this particular session. And I believe that this is not the correct place to quantify the same as well. Answering the next question, I have been serving as the General Secretary, Students Welfare, Rajendra Prasad Hall of Residence. And as mentioned in my statement of purpose, I organized multiple wellness camps for all the boarders of Rajendra Prasad Hall of Residence, and also coordinated with the Institute Wellness Body to have smooth coordination with every student and the necessary communication communicated to all the boarders. Apart from this, as per the Wellness Buddy program, I tried to get as many students in the early referral for which it is aimed by the institute.
Divyansh, So I listened to your statement of purpose and you are very heavily invested in the welfare of students. So recently the UGC Commission had approved the UGC guidelines on uniform policy on mental health and well-being for higher educational institutions. Can you tell me what are the roles and responsibilities of the UGC in implementing this? Or at least can you tell me how many roles and responsibilities are present? At least the number.
Ma'am, the roles and responsibilities and the UGC committee guidelines which you are mentioning. The role of UGC in the same is in the framing of those particular guidelines and ensuring that this is implemented in the institutes concerned with those particular guidelines. I would request for this particular welfare related concern, kindly keep the questions relevant to my candidature. I know the exact role and responsibility of UGC and I can discuss
Divyansh!
the same, my view. Ma'am, let me complete my
Divyansh!
answer. Ma'am, let me complete my answer.
Divyansh!
Ma'am, let me complete my
Are you-
answer first.
Let the candidate complete the answer.
As mentioned, the UGC committee has a role in framing and implementation of those policies which you mentioned. And to discuss the same on those welfare related policies, we can have a session after this particular interaction.
Are you trying to say whatever you have done, groundwork, doesn't even include this simple thing? So are you trying to say that welfare is not part of your candidature?
Ma'am, it is not about not being a part of my candidature. As I mentioned, I served my duties as the General Secretary Students Welfare and my commitment towards welfare activities. And I even mentioned the role and responsibility of UGC committee in the same thing which you mentioned. And I believe my views and opinions can be shared after this particular session with you. And I'll definitely interact for the same with you after this session.
Divyansh here, this side. Divyansh, this side. How do you respond to the ICC allegations against you and how do you justify your position? Don't try to mention that I am applying fake allegations against you. We have enough proof against you.
Sir, please refrain from making any such kind of information in front of the general body, which has no verified source of information. No such incidents or a particular
Divyansh,
committee
Divyansh,
has happened
Divyansh, the
with
time
me
allotted is
in
done.
that particular
Divyansh, the
time in
time
the
allotted
campus.
is done. You can step back. You do not need to answer to the question. You
Sir,
can step
let
back.
me complete this answer first. I'll definitely complete the answer. I believe that the student
Divyansh,
body has no
Divyansh,
idea about ICC
Divyansh,
and it is anonymous from any member
Divyansh,
except
as
the
guided
members
by the
of
election
Internal
officer,
Complaints Committee.
please get back to your seat. As guided by the election officer, please get back to your seat. No more discussion once the instruction is passed. Last and straight warning to you. Janta, please be seated. Janta, please be seated. Janta, please be seated. Janta, please be seated. Rajesh, you can continue with your statement of purpose.
The values I got from my parents and the experiences I had during my life has taught me whenever I am working for the people, three things needs to be considered. The first, empowering people. The second is working for the current needs of the people. And the third is to make the lives of people feasible in the near future. And the same is shown in the proposals which I have mentioned. explaining my proposals. The first proposal is Vidya Setu, which is a centralized academic intelligence platform. Vidya Setu is a platform which is being built by me and my team, which will serve as one centralized platform which is empowered by AI to give answers to all academic and other queries relating to Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. We have built it in a way that it is all the publicly available information of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. We have centralized the scattered information which was there into one single platform of Vidya Setu. The proposal will be implemented in 3 phases. The first phase will include academic queries and career development related issues. The second phase will include research and BTP and research related projects. And the third will include details about community and events. It will take a total of 14 months for the same, and we have been already building a prototype from last 2 months, and it has been launched recently. My second proposal aims on overhauling student transportation in Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. The needs for the same was absence of short distance campus mobility, and the second was pricing issues and safety concerns. For the first need, my proposal includes implementation of electrical micro-mobility fleet across campus. It will include implementation of docking stations for bicycles in each of the important locations of the institute where the mass of the students regularly goes. It will be implemented in phases, in which first will be pilot launch, in which we'll try to cover certain areas and we'll see the number of cycles which will be required and the number of students which will be using the same. Considering the same, we'll expand our docking stations to areas near halls of residence, Nalanda, Ramanujan Complex, the Department Road, Technology Students Gymkhana, and main building. If when successful, we'll try to implement it as much as possible. The second need, as I mentioned, was regarding the issue relating to the third-party ride providers in Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. For the same, we will have a separate committee which will be dedicatedly working on price regulations and solving the issues which the students are currently facing regarding the overpricing of the same. And parallelly, if the first proposal regarding docking stations is implemented, then the students will no need to wait longer for the third-party service providers. My third proposal is regarding strengthening career development center through alumni industry partnerships. The need was alumni engagement remains informal and inconsistent, and I believe the alums of Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur will be generous enough that if along with their companies, institute have a structured memorandum of understanding, then it will not only increase the number of placements, but it will be through our alumni. So that will be a great option to continue with in a structured manner. The second, which I have in this proposal, is regarding the outreach for this particular proposal through the training and placement coordinators of each of the department. The Career Development Center of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur can coordinate with the training and placement coordinator and ensure the outreach via the same. And if this will be done, it will have 2 major outcomes. The first, that the departments will have more number of core engineering companies which can be brought in through the collaboration between CDC and the training and placement coordinators, as they have more knowledge of their department and the companies which are brought in. And a proper academic calendar and cross-work collaboration will be between the training and placement coordinators and career development center, making the process more structured and reliable. The next proposal which I have is regarding the impact which we can create through the implementation of empowering research scholar students and postgraduate students. Improving support for postgraduates and research scholars through clear policies. Firstly, on the workload. Since the adoption of the new academic policies, the workload of teaching assistants has been increased due to overhours of work, due to which they might not be able to deal with their research projects in an efficient way. The proposal which I have for the same is regarding the capping of teaching assistant works with the due coordination with the research scholars from each department. I understand that the proposal might seem varying from department to department, but that can be justified by the head of departments for various departments and the inclusion of Dean of Student Affairs. Apart from that, there is absence of structured seminar scheduling. The scheduling of seminars often gets delayed from the professor's end. To ensure the same, we'll ensure that the timely reminders are sent to the professors so that this delay of seminars won't be there and there will be a proper check on the same. The third is regarding the research scholar and postgraduate relating events to the inclusion as much as possible in technology students' Gymkhana events. My last proposal is regarding improving transparency in academic evaluation and grading. As per my discussion with each section of the institute students, I have realized that there are 4 needs. First, lack of visibility in component-wise marks where the students are not aware of the marks they have scored in the various components. The second is absence of the structure leads to speculation and repeated clarification requests to faculty and absence of a formal communication mechanism. The third is no formal communication of grade-wise cutoffs. If there will be a formal grade-wise communication, it will be easier for each student to have the information regarding the grade they received and the justification for the same. And as an implementation of this, there is limited scope for academic clarification. My proposal includes an enterprise resource planning based academic evaluation dashboard which will show the grade-wise component and its clear marking schemes and the performance of each and every student as per the course and the subject they are enrolled in. The second is mandatory communication of grade cutoffs and a post-evaluation clarification window. In our institute, currently grade revision still exists, but that is for a duration of 7 days. Post-evaluation clarification window will be there, efficient, because now the students will be informed in a proper manner regarding their grade-wise cutoffs and their performance in each of the components of their subjects. Thank you so much.
Divyansh, here. For your kind information, when you have mentioned that lecture officer is an assistant professor, I am correcting you.
Janta, please
He
be
is a
silent.
current professor.
Janta,
And he
please
is
be
holding
silent.
a position of Dean for Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law. Okay? Going to the proposal on your question and proposal. Okay. Your groundwork for the alumni MOU proposal heavily refers to the IIT Bombay model, but it is an endowment framework used solely for the alumni to donate their personal wealth. It is absolutely nothing to do with signing binding a corporate MOUs for internships or placements. How will your proposal work when core groundwork fundamentally confuses personal charity with the corporate hiring?
Sir, as I defined in my proposal of empowering CDC through alumni industry memorandum of understanding. This will be done via an institutional memorandum of understanding between the alumni-oriented companies in which our alumni hold a leadership position. And I believe that this process can be implemented in a structured manner if a proper memorandum of understanding and its evaluation will be done at frequent intervals. It will be a two-way process. Firstly, a memorandum of understanding will be signed. It will be judged for a period of 1 year, and the evaluation of memorandum of understanding will also be done by the corporate heads, as you mentioned, and our institute.
Follow up to that question, how will you ensure these translate into actual PG opportunities, not just formal agreements, and whether MOE is binding or not, or MOE is binding?
Sir, the formal agreements which will be signed will have a structured process so that all the terms and agreements which will be there needs to be fulfilled by the company who has signed this particular formal agreements. And I believe that, as you mentioned, the terms and conditions will be fulfilled because we have been evaluating the memorandum of understanding after its testing for a year, and we will ensure through the collaboration that each of the terms and conditions mentioned will be fulfilled.
Divyansh, this side. This side, this side. So firstly, thanking you on the initiative taken by you where you have circulated the form to understand the grievances on the campus, which is a very good initiative. And it was circulated, I think, 1 day, 7 hours, 45 minutes before the deadline of proposals. Is it sufficient enough time to know the grievances and create the proposals? And secondly, coming on to it, you have put a placement of charging stations for the electric cycle fleet. Did you contact the corresponding stakeholders who have taken this initiative already and which is in loop? If yes, who are they and what is the current progress?
Panelists, one question. One question. You have asked 2 questions.
Sir,
One
thank you for appreciating the initiative taken by me to get the problems of the students of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. I agree that there was less time, but I went through all those problems, and that particular initiative was not only aimed at improvising my proposals, but was also aimed to know the exact problems of the student community for more than just proposals if I get elected. As I believe, if I get elected for the post of Vice President, I must have the prior knowledge of the diverse section. And through that particular form which I circulated, I have included the overhauling student transportation at IIT Kharagpur issue. It is a very grounded issue and it is a real problem for many of the students, which I got to know from that particular form. Answering the next question regarding the previous initiatives which have been taken in the same way, I would like to clarify, but would like to mention first that in the academic session 2016-2017 and then again in the academic session 2023-2024, these initiatives were taken and I highly appreciate that. But due to the infrastructure related issues and not exactly matching of the docking fleets and battery as a service provision which I have mentioned in my proposal, it might not be able to implement due to certain reasons. But I believe that the proposal which I have given is valid and justifiable because in the last 2 academic sessions, the number of electrical bicycle related startups have increased and modern technology has taken place. And as per my discussions with 5 of the companies, namely Bounce, F1 Mobility, Zip Electric, and the other companies, I have noted that these companies are themselves interested now to collaborate with Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. And this scheme can be implemented easily as there is a growth in the electric battery and electric mobility segment. Thank you for the question, sir. And again, I appreciate for appreciating the initiative I took.
Divyansh, for your Vidya Setu website, you have taken the data from Meta KGP and SWG website. Did you take anyone's consent before using that data? And can you name whose consent or approval have you taken?
Ma'am, thank you for the question. In my proposal, I have clearly mentioned that all the publicly available data which was there on the different websites have been used to feed in the composition of Vidya Setu, and that has been used. And just to clarify, not only Meta KGP and SWG data is used, I mentioned the clarification of KOSs and the other technology related societies as well. And I believe all this information is publicly available on the platforms, and the platform which I developed, Vidya Setu, is an open source platform on which any changes can be made by any of the students, considering the information is publicly available.
Divyansh, in your fourth proposal, you have mentioned that you would ensure the mandatory communication of grade cutoffs. Are you selling the general body a false dream, or have you confirmed this with a single professor who is willing to share the exact grading?
Sir, firstly I would like to clarify that is not the fourth but the fifth proposal of mine. Secondly, regarding your concern about the communication I did with the professors, I have talked to multiple professors as my first POC and the second point of contact as the students. Both of them agreed that it is the need of the students, and the professors mentioned that it is already being noted in their own systems. It is just that they need to feed in the same details to the enterprise resource planning team, and it can be implemented very easily. And I believe if this information can be this easily circulated, it must be implemented and it will help the entire general body as mentioned by you.
Divyansh, you have mentioned about pre-synopsis and synopsis stages seminar. Now you are going to tell me how many seminars RS is going to give throughout his tenure, like throughout his PhD. How many seminars he or she has to give, other than pre-synopsis, and those are important.
Ma'am, the seminar scheduling which are mentioned by me for the research scholar students, I have confirmed that in frequent intervals when the work is done, the seminars are conducted, and one of them is the enhancement seminar in which the delays are there, as I confirmed with the research scholar students, and that is taken after 2 years of research, and a student can complete it within the next 2 years.
The most important seminar is registration seminar, then the enhancement seminar. First he has to give
Panelists, just a second.
and next follow-up question.
Stop the timer, stop the timer. Janta, Janta, please get back to your places. Please get back to your places. Janta, 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 please get back to your places and remain silent. Listen to the candidate.
नहीं follow up है. Registration seminar is the most important seminar, and before conference they also give a seminar which is also important. And now you give me 2 reasons why a professor delaying the seminar. 2 reasons. 2 reasons why a professor raised that concern that they can delay the seminar.
Just a second, just a second.
Ma'am,
Divyansh, just a
kindly
second.
provide some clarity to your question. I'm not able to hear that properly.
Divyansh, just a second. Stop the timer. Janta, please get back to your places. Let the candidate listen to the question and answer it. Janta, remain silent. Let us continue with the soapbox.
Tell me why the professor is delaying it. There is some reason they are raising to scholar that for this reason I am going to delay that. What are the general reason the prof gave us?
Ma'am, thank you for asking the questions. As per my discussions
Janta,
with the
let the
research
candidate
scholar
answer.
students, they
Janta, let
gave
the
me
candidate
two main
answer.
reasons for the same.
Let
The
the
first
candidate
reason is
answer. Let the candidate
there might
answer.
be some kind of incompleteness in the research work for which the professor does not want to take that particular seminar, and it might require some scope of improvement in the same. And the second way can be that the students are trying to reach out to the professor, but due to the busy schedule, he is not able to take that particular seminar. But that serves as the loss to the students, as the research scholar students have been working hard for that particular seminar. And the seminars are delayed, sometimes inconsistently, for a long period of time.
The main reason is publication. The main reason they
Panelists-
have come up with publication.
Panelist, your follow-up is
didn't do
complete.
groundwork,
You have
just do a
already,
shallow
you have
work.
already asked one follow-up
Publication.
question, panelist.
Clarifying the same, I did a proper groundwork on this particular issue, talking to research students who are department representatives in entrepreneurship cell, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and even with the research scholar representative to the Institute Senate.
Divyansh,
Divyansh,
I
this
just
side.
want to say,
Divyansh.
first of all,
Divyansh.
all of your 5 proposals are really impressive. I just want to ask on your third proposal that you said you will sign MOUs with the companies of the alumni. You will sign MOUs with the companies of the alumni. Why is there a need to sign MOUs? Aren't the alumni capable enough to hire from IIT Kharagpur themselves? Why is there a need to sign MOUs, Divyansh?
Sir, firstly, thank you for appreciating all the 5 proposals I have made. That includes the real problems of the students of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Secondly, clarifying your concern, I already mentioned that the alums of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur are generous enough to take the students as recruiters. But till now, there has been no formal engagement. And whenever there is a formal engagement with the companies who are with the alumni in the leadership position, it will be more structured, and the outcomes which we will get in a few years will be really fruitful for all the students of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Thank you.
You can get back to your seat. You can
Divyansh.
get back to your seat.
I'm asking about your PG and RS proposal that you have inculcated. How many hours will each PG and RS will get? And who will ensure that the hours is given to each proportionality? And this proposal will be done.
Sir, thank you for asking this question and mentioning my proposal for postgraduate and research scholar students. In the same, I have mentioned that the number of hours which will be capped for the research scholars for their teaching assistant work will vary from department to department, and that will be decided in consultation with firstly the students of those particular departments, secondly the head of the department to consider the particular hours which are needed actually from the teaching assistants, and then as students' interests are involved in the same, the Dean of Student Affairs will also be looped in to oversee that the process of deciding the number of hours to be capped is governed properly. And I believe if the proposal is implemented properly, the capping of teaching assistant hours will really push the research scholar students to focus efficiently on their research work.
Thank you from Awaz.